While operating in the field, you should always be prepared to respond to possible emergency situations or injuries. Responding quickly and decisively by following the emergency procedures outlined in this video can prevent further injury or worse for you and others. Today, we are covering how to respond in case of an emergency situation or a situation wherein contact with blood and/or bodily fluids may occur. The main key takeaways are: know how to get assistance, either by calling 911, utilizing the first aid kit, or both. Emergency service numbers and locations should be reviewed at each job briefing. Familiarize yourself with the contents of the first aid kits. Know how to contain and dispose of medical waste properly. Never reuse cleaning materials when cleaning up medical waste. Being prepared to respond to emergencies starts every day with the job briefing. Emergency contacts and locations should be reviewed. Every crew member should know how to use the provided radio or mobile phone to contact emergency services, local law enforcement, and your supervision in the event of an emergency. Each crew member should have contact information for emergency medical services, as 911 does not apply in all areas, as well as a list of hospitals closest to the job site. Every crew member should be able to quickly locate the first aid kit and fire extinguisher, which should be in easily accessible locations. Fire extinguishers should remain fully charged at all times. In the event of an injury, medical assistance procedures should immediately kick in and will include exposure control efforts. The priorities are to deal with the injury, get emergency assistance if necessary, and control the presence of bloodborne pathogens. All company trucks and job sites have first aid kits containing nitrile gloves, face masks, micro shields, and safety glasses. They must be used by all first aid providers. Bloodborne pathogen kits are also provided. The transmission of bloodborne pathogens, while rare, is always a risk that should be taken seriously. Bloodborne pathogens are diseases transmitted by way of contact with human blood and bodily fluids. These diseases include HIV, AIDS, hepatitis B, and tuberculosis. You can greatly reduce the risk of contracting an infectious disease by taking appropriate safeguards against exposure. Any and all medical waste generated, such as cloths, bandages, or towels used to initially cover a wound, should be disposed of in an appropriate bag and then given to the first responder for proper disposal if possible. Utilize the cleaning materials provided or use a mixture of bleach and water. Never reuse cleaning materials already used to clean up medical waste. If you believe you've been exposed to biological fluids on the job site or notice that these precautions were not followed, notify your supervisor immediately. Remember that the best way to reduce the risk of bloodborne pathogens is to avoid being injured in the first place, so always stay safe while on the job. Be sure to review emergency procedures at every job briefing. If you are injured or find yourself in an emergency situation, the proper response procedure can minimize injury and prevent mistakes from making the situation worse than it may already be.